I've been following this Umar story since the very, very beginning. Back in maybe 2012, 2013, around that time. And, you know, what he spoke about before, you know, the so-called school was, he was, pro-black. He sounded good, things that he said sounded right. But I was always skeptic. I'm skeptic of everyone on YouTube because I've been on YouTube since 2006 and I've seen it all. Every YouTuber you think is, on the right track or is, a great role model, inspiration, etc., etc., you end up finding out that they have, skeletons in their closet. And this has been going on since the beginning of YouTube, 2006. Well, you Google YouTube at least. But anyways, I was always suspect of him. Back in those days, I would listen to him. It was fun and interesting to fun and interesting to listen to. No doubt, he was a good speaker. He was a good speaker, but I was always suspect. Always, even before the so-called school, I was always suspect of this guy. Like many other YouTubers, and many other of the conscious community, Pan-African community, I was always suspect. And in the end, it's like my suspicions were right because not just in the conscious community, but just YouTube in general, so many YouTubers, we find out that they're scammers, that they're frauds, that they're liars. But yet people keep falling for them over and over again without being suspicious. Hey, I think you can follow them, but don't praise them. I say, be suspicious and wait because it always tends to happen. But anyways, over the many years, so many people have been putting out videos about Umar Johnson and his various fiascos and regarding the school. And there's just so much things about this guy that just comes like every year. There's something new. Whether it's about the school, about his children, about anything. Like there's just so much out there, and I've seen it all, heard it all. Can I say I've been following it? Not really. I take breaks. I'll take years off, couple years off, weeks, months, see what's going on, and then I go on my way. I'll listen to a couple videos and just go on my way. I don't really get too much into it. What more can I do? But I feel that many of these YouTubers who speak against Umar Johnson and the so-called school, I feel like I'm suspicious, and I'm usually right. Maybe not all of them, but I think at least half of them. They do not want Umar to this Umar fiasco to end, because collectively, I'm talking collectively, as people who are anti-Umar or anti-FDMG, they're making money. They are making money off of Umar's scam. And the way they are doing that is through YouTube super chats, donations, GoFundMes. They make these videos, Patreons, members only content, where they're talking about Umar. I believe, this is just my estimate, I believe collectively, all these anti-Umar Johnson supporters, they have made over at least $500,000 to $1 million collectively. So they don't want, I don't think they actually want Umar, this Umar fiasco to end. I think at least two quarters, half of these anti-supporters, they really don't care. They really don't care that he's scamming people. They really don't really care about the so-called black community. They don't care about FDMG. They're just using him to make videos so people can pay them money. People are just using this Umar thing to make money. They may sound like they're against them. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they don't care. But at the end of the day, I think at least half of them, they don't really care. They just want to make that money. They don't want this Umar fiasco to end. Because once it ends, what are they going to do? What are they going to talk about? Once it ends, just like that one guy. I hate to call names, but I'll do the initials. LH. This guy has made videos about Umar Johnson for maybe over a decade now, maybe less than that, but majority of his videos is just primarily on Umar Johnson. 3, 4 hours, 5 hours of rubbish just on Umar Johnson. And this guy collects, money off that. I don't know. I might be wrong. GoFundMe's, donations, super chats, off of that. Him exposing Umar. He's making money off of that. He's probably, I don't know, but I think he's made a lot of money off of that. And I don't think he really wants this Umar thing to end. He wants it to keep going. After it ends, what is he going to talk about? Who's going to listen to him? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But just from my perspective, my guess, LH does not want this Umar fiasco to end because he's been making money off of Umar. He doesn't, I don't know, maybe he does, but from what I see, he doesn't produce any other videos off of anything other than Umar Johnson. Just like many other, I can't really name, but I know they're out there, like many other YouTubers. Most of their content is just on Umar Johnson. All these noobs coming out of nowhere, they keep making videos on Umar Johnson. You know why? Because it makes cash. That's why Umar Johnson's able to go on so many shows, because I guess he puts asses in the seats. He makes that money. And when people talk about him, they make money. And all they do in these videos is it's so boring after a while. Like, they just talk about him, like, yeah, we get it. He's a scammer. He did this, but they just ramble in circles and circles, and then people donate to them for exposing a scammer. They don't want it. They don't want this Umar Johnson thing to end. Yes, I admit it's kind of entertaining, because sometimes when I'm bored and there's nothing to watch, I just see, hey, what's going on with Umar? I haven't checked on this whole school thing in a while, and it's entertaining for a while. But after an hour or so, it's like, okay, I get it. There's still no school. He's a scammer. This and that. Okay, show's over. But these people, they just make videos about him because, it's what puts money in their wallets. People are, I believe, and I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. I believe collectively as a whole, they've accumulated over at least $500,000 to $1 million collectively just on talking about Umar Johnson. And I really don't even care at this point, because it's like so long overdue. I've been following this story since 2012, maybe 2013, maybe 2015, and it's like, okay, yeah, obviously from the videos you've seen years ago, okay, we get it. He's a scammer. I think he probably had his best intentions, maybe for a minute, for an hour, for a month, maybe for a year. But then, this is just me talking, but then realized, hey, I'm making millions off of this scam. I'm making millions off of sheeple, off of stupid people. I'm making millions off of stupid people. So he's like, hey, let's keep this going. And this guy shoots himself in the foot so many times, and people still support him. He's still able to go on all these shows. I don't know. I'm still suspicious of him, but I think part of me thinks he's part of the I don't want to say boule, but he's part of a club. There's no way that this guy can go on for this long, beyond all these other shows and whatnot, and continue to live free in this society, collecting more money. I believe he's part of one of those clubs. Maybe not right in it, but he's probably connected to it. Yeah. Yeah, I just was always suspicious of him. Always suspicious. But like I said, he shoots himself in the foot, and people continue to just flock to him, and I don't get it. And after a while, it's like, who cares? Let the stupid be the stupid. If stupid people want to donate to them, let them. I don't know, man. After so long, it's like, who cares in a way? And the fact that people are pretending to care is just so they can make more money off of it. Or maybe just they're like me, they're bored, so they like watching these anti-Umar Johnson videos. Because they find it like entertaining. It's good background noise. And with LH though, videos are so long, man. Holy God, like 5 hours talking about this one person. Like, what? I think he might have had one that was like 10 hours or even longer than that. Just talking about this one person, yo. And he probably made maybe over 5,000 super chats. I don't know. That's just my guess. But his videos are so long and dry, and it's the fake laughter. Like, oh my God. Like, some of the super chat comments are not even funny. And you go, oh, like, come on. And he just talks in circles. It's like, okay already. But then you realize these videos are 10 hours, 5 hours long. Man, that's not a good... Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this, I guess. Maybe if I have any more, I'll do a part 2. But again, I'm repeating myself, but, I think like half of these anti-Umar people they don't really care about the black community. They don't really care that he's a scammer. They don't care. People coming out of nowhere, they're realizing, hey, they can make money off of this Umar Johnson fiasco. So they make videos of Umar doing his crazy stuff, and they get super chat, donations, members only money, endless cycle over this one person. Hey, yes, true, it's entertaining. It's good background noise, but let's be real. Let's be real. So a lot of these anti-Umar Johnson people, they're just in it for the money, just as much as Umar Johnson is. Like, I'm not telling them to stop. I'm not telling them to go, but just be real with yourself. You really don't care about the so-called black community. You don't care about Umar Johnson. You just see dollar signs. People come out every day with these videos, like not just LH, but there's other channels. Can't remember their names, but come with hour-long videos on this guy, talking in circles, getting super chats, reading these unfunny comments, pointless comments, go hoo hoo hoo. Like, come on, let it go, let it go. But anyways, that's all I have to say about this. I know I kind of spoke in circles again, but I'll just try to figure out what else I wanted to say. But anyways, let the lightning be your sword and the sun be your shield.